Welcome back to Ask Sloan, everybody. I'm Sloan,
I'm Ben.
and today we're going to talk about the value of friendship.
Yes. So, um, growing up, Sloan, I'm sure that you have had a ton of friends. I'm only saying that because you can stir up quite the conversation. And so, as you've gotten closer to identifying your goals and trying to strive for them, how have you seen the ebbs and flows of friendship in your life?
Sure. So having a mouthpiece is, a double-edged sword, right? Um, I've had a lot of friends, and I've had no friends. You
Mm,
know, I've got three daughters. And like friends were all I wanted growing up. Like that's all I wanted, and I didn't really I thought that was a me problem, but in fact, I think that's a us problem. I think everybody really wants friends, has this deep desire for companionship, if you will. And when we don't have friends, it begins to really affect our self-esteem, our self-worth, like what we're trying to do, like figuring out who we are, as we've talked about in other episodes. The TV show Friends, it's like one of the most watched shows ever, right?
yeah.
And it's like everybody wants, desires that kind of circumstance where you've got a group of friends and you're doing life together. Like I personally feel like that's what most people want. But I also feel like that most people don't feel like they have that either. That it's like actually something that's very difficult to come across. And I know for me, like I really felt like for a lot of years, like that I was like,
Alone.
alone, you know.
So, which part exactly do you think is harder to come across? Getting friends, as in anybody that you can call your friend, or identifying a true friend?
So that's very interesting, I think I think it's actually really important for each of us to define what a friend is for ourselves,
Okay.
right? And what that means, and how we want to deal with that, because like I'll just give you my perspective. Okay, I believe in being a friend and not needing a friend.
Okay.
um and we'll unpack that by, first I'll say what I believe a good friend is, right? I believe a true friend is someone who's going to be there for you when you need them.
Interesting.
You can call them when you need them, and they will drop everything and they will come and be there for you.
That's I've had friends like that, but I wouldn't really call them true friends though, because I almost think that there's certain people that do that only because of the fact of what they need from you. And so trying to you know, cut through the weeds, if you will, of I want something from you, and so I'm going to do everything in my power to be there for you so that you feel an obligation like you owe me something.
So you're talking about someone who's going to do the brotherly love tit for tat scenario,
Yeah.
and they're going to hold you to account, like, hey, I'm here to help you, but I'm going to throw that in your face later, and manipulate you, make you feel bad, throw that guilt or that shame, so that you then have to now I've got leverage over you. And what, like, no, that's not a true friend, right? That's someone who recognizes political leverage, and they're only there doing you a favor so that they can get a favor back. And in the world of politics, that's how that works. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, a true friend is someone who doesn't need to be repaid back. A true friend is someone who doesn't say, hey, this is what I did for you. Do this for me. And that's what I'm talking about, like being a friend, not needing a friend. Okay. So when I needed friends, I didn't have any
Why do you think that was?
because I was needy. Who wants to be friends with someone who's needy? Right? Like that's
And so you think from
like,
the inside out that like you were really portraying that like
man, go around and ask people if they want to be your friend
I don't
and see how that's gonna
I
work
don't
out
think
for
that
you.
that's an effective way of making friends. I
It's
think I have
not,
a
right?
formula
It's
for how
not.
to make friends.
It's so it is not an effective way to go around talking about, will you be
No.
my friend? Okay. And then the second thing is like, okay, I said yes, like someone who will be there for you if you need them. But if you the boy who cried wolf every Friday night, you're like, bro, I need you, bro. Come on over. You know what I mean? I can need you. Like all of a sudden you'd be like, bro, you need me too much, man. Like I don't
Start to reek a little
like
bit.
yeah, yeah, desperation, whatever. Like no. That's what I'm saying. In my opinion, the best way to make friends is to be a good friend to people. But on some level, like you can only be a best friend of so many people because then now you're investing a lot of time in someone's life,
Yeah.
right? And then you can't really do that for 100 people. Someone says, "Man, I got 100 friends." You know what I mean? Like, no, you don't. You got four, and then you got 96 people that you are cool with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that you can be a friend to everyone, but I don't think that you can consider everyone your friend.
Well, you can be friendly with everyone,
Mm,
but you can't be everyone's friend. Again, in my for my definition of
yeah.
friendship, there's there's a lot in that. Like there's relationship, okay? Like there's we're spending time together. There's only so many hours in a day, bro. I got a wife, I got 3 kids, I got
Yeah.
2 businesses, I got, you know what I mean? Like I got all this stuff. You want to be friends? Like, well, like I can't play basketball every Tuesday and Thursday, bro. Like I get to go to poker once a month. You know what I mean? Like those are my friends, but do I see them outside of poker? No.
So it looks different for
So
you
like
now than it
so
did
like
before when you were younger and single.
well, and that's the thing. And when you're younger, like everybody's like trying to go after the cool kid and like whatever. Like I don't even like you don't. I don't know how many friends you got from elementary school, bro, but it's probably like,
Honestly, all my friends are from elementary school.
wow, there you
I
go. Come
have
on.
been blessed with the best friends ever. I have had the same friends since I was 7 years old.
And if you needed them, you would call them, and would they be there for you?
100. I can call them right now and they would answer.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
Well,
you
not
know,
just answer, but
and
if you were like, "Hey, bro, I
oh,
need you," would
they
they
will be
get
there.
on that plane and come down here? Because they're in
100%.
Jersey, bro.
So this is the thing, right? This is what I've learned the hard way. Moving across the country reveals a lot about the
Oh,
people in your life.
of course it does.
It reveals the level of priority that they see you as somebody close to them in their life. It reveals what they need from you versus what they provide to you in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, amongst other things, and it and all in all, it tests your friendship, right?
100,
Hardship
100.
tests friendship, and so what I learned is that the people that love you are going to be there for you regardless of where you are on the planet Earth, right? Now, does that mean that I'm talking to them every day? No, right? Because to your point, like we all have lives, we're all doing things. But I know that if I need someone, right? Those guys, I call them my starting five. I could call one of my starting five and they'll answer. They'll be there for me. And if they can't be there for me, they'll figure out a way to help me, right? And I think that that's one of the blessings that I've been able to attain in life. And I even have a group chat with some of my friends that I've had since I was 13 years old, since I didn't even have a cell phone and I was on an iPad. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think you're super blessed, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and and I think a lot of people out there have that. Okay, but I think there are more people out there that don't have
Oh,
that. Right.
100%. I think that it's an
Um,
anomaly for
and I think a lot of people meet or make their best friends in their early 20s,
sure.
and then they kind of stick with them until something goes wrong, you know, until some true colors come out or something like that. Like, it's definitely important to identify values. We talk about beliefs, values, attitudes, right? Okay. Values matter. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a best friend steal from his best friend, right? That's not friendship, right? So like you've seen, I mean, I'm sure you've seen like a best friend take his best friend's girl, you know,
Hmm.
or whatever. Like that's not true friendship, you know. There are there are there are boundaries, there are all these different kinds of things, and we end up getting hurt, right? Um so really like understanding, that's another thing about like friendship is like, do you know who you're friends with? Like, are you Republican and you're okay with being friends with a Democrat? Are you Democrat and you're okay with being friends with a Republican? Are you
Which you should be.
are you are you a Christian and you're okay with being friends with someone who's an atheist?
Which you should be.
Are you know what I mean? So on
Yeah.
and so forth. Like and especially in today's world, there's all these different, belief systems and so on and so forth. And like, where are we drawing the lines? Are we drawing them with race or culture or religion or whatever? And this all leads me back to like being a friend and not needing a friend,
Yeah. Love
right?
your neighbor as you love yourself.
And yes, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And do you love yourself?
Mm.
I mean, I think that last part a lot of people don't catch. It's not, are you selfish? It's, do you love yourself? Do you care enough about yourself to protect yourself, to provide for yourself, to take care of yourself, to have self-esteem and self-worth? I didn't have any self-worth for a long time. It's really hard to be friends with someone who doesn't have any self-worth, right? Someone
Yeah.
who is woe is me,
Yeah.
somebody who is has no confidence, someone who's constantly tearing themselves down, right? It's very difficult to be friends with someone that you continually help and they don't get better.
Well, what where do you draw the line where you're like, all right, I need to walk away from this friendship, right? Because I think a lot of the time, if you have a heart for people, you tend to stay in those relationships and they retract a lot from you. And, they can pull you down right there where they're at, as opposed to you bringing them up.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, if someone's drowning, do you jump in to save them?
I think it depends.
No. You've obviously never taken life saving class. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I
like,
mean,
like,
if we're in a dire situation,
no, no. The answer is no. They're gonna kill you, bro. You do not jump in after someone who's
you're
drowning.
just gonna
It's
let them drown?
you. No. What do? You throw them a life preserver. You reach a pole out to them. You you extend something to them that they can grab onto, that you can pull them in with. You do not, under no circumstances, jump in after them, because they will kill you and survive. They will drown you. They will use you as the floaty. Okay? This is life saving 101. Like, period. Okay? You do not jump in to save something. So, using that same analogy with your friendships, I'm not saying that you stay surface level.
Yeah.
Okay? What I'm saying is that you have to recognize the difference between allowing someone the ability to drown you and providing support. I believe in providing supports for friends, but here's the thing. I've got some friends that are in dire straits, that like are homeless and stuff like that. Like, and like lost their job. Like, it's been tough. It's been tough out there. Lost their job, living in a truck, trying to find work for a year. Well, guess what? Like, I can't I can't pay for rent for the next who knows how long. I can't cover 3 meals a day. I'm a friend, but I can't provide for you for your life. if it's pouring down rain outside and you haven't slept in a minute, yeah, I'll get a hotel room for you once in a while. Yeah, okay, you're starving today, bro. Come on over, bro. Let's you can join us for dinner.
So
I mean,
another,
you know what I mean? Like you can't like I can't be
their crutch.
responsible for your life. That's not
Mm,
what friendship is. Friendship is not me becoming your daddy.
mm,
Friendship is, hey, you need a helping hand? I got you, right? But not
yeah, I see what you mean. It's sort of like the Good Samaritan. He gave him a helping hand. He made sure that the man was okay, came back to ensure he was okay, and then he went about his business.
it's so beautiful that you said that. I've actually used that story before, right? What did the Good Samaritan do? He dropped him off at the hotel and
Yeah,
he gave the hotel enough money to take care of him until his wounds were better and he left. Okay.
yeah,
If they're family, if they're your child, if they're your brother, I mean, sometimes even if it's your brother, you can't you look, I traverse the world of addiction, okay?
mm,
And you can't save an addict by helping. You have to save an addict by starving them. They have to get to the place where addiction's not an option anymore. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah,
There were times in my life where no, you should not help me.
yeah,
Do, you feel what I'm talking about?
yeah,
And that's not a friendship, okay? That's like that's so different,
yeah,
right? In my opinion, friends support each other emotionally. Friends support each other in life experience.
mm,
Friends experience life together. Enjoy different things. Like you like to play basketball. You got some friends. Like again, I play poker. Right? Those are my friends. But and if they called me and needed, support, help, conversation, whatever, like some of them have invested in my business, some of them have employed me for service, so on and so forth. Like we're friends and we're business and we're this and we're that and the other thing. But at the end of the day, like I'm not taking care of them.
yeah,
They're not taking care of me. That's not what friendship is. Friendship is we're hanging out together, doing life together, and we're there for each other.
yeah. So because at the end of the day, that's exploitation at that point. You're just exploiting your friends for what they can provide for you. Well, now let me ask you this. What if you are, and I'm not sure if you've experienced this. What if you are trying to get to a certain place in life, whether that's you know, education or whatever you deem as success, maybe spiritual success, maybe financial success, maybe success with your family, and you see that your friend isn't necessarily um walking that same path. Is that, would you take that as a sign that you should no longer be friends with that person?
I don't burn any bridges, but I'm not gonna stay in the ditch,
Okay.
right?
Can you elaborate on
Like I'll come join you in the ditch for a minute, and like
that?
and like I'll
Check out how it
and
is.
I'll bring a sandwich. You know what I mean? A couple sandwiches, a little bottle of water, okay? And I'll show you how to get out of the ditch. And then there's gonna be a time where I'm be like, all right, boss, I'm out, and you're more than welcome to follow me, but I'm out. And you want to live, you want to stay in the ditch? I ain't coming back to the ditch.
Mm,
So I don't burn any bridges, but if you're not moving at my pace or in my direction, there will be a point at which we're friends, but we don't hang out no more.
yeah. It's like I still have love for you, but I just can't be around you anymore.
Yeah, like I'm gonna love everybody, right?
Yeah,
Um, the Lord said, "Greater love has no man than this," and then He would die for His friends, right?
yeah,
And then He went and died for us. Okay, um, I believe in that, right? But I believe love is an action. It is not a it's not a prison,
mm,
right? Like in order for me, and I didn't understand this growing up. In order for me to be able to help you, I gotta have.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that reminds me of
Like if you need me to cover a hotel for a night, I gotta have the money.
yeah, that reminds me of Acts when I think it was Peter that was, he walked into a town, and during that time they didn't have any money. They only had a pair of shoes and whatever clothes they had on, and that's it. And he looks at the man, and the man's like, can you give me some money? And he responds and he says, I don't have money, but what I have I give to you. Get up and walk. Right? Where
Hmm.
it's like that's analogous to where I am in life, where you are in life, wherever anybody is in life, where I can help you to the extent of the means that I have, but
Exactly.
I can't go beyond those means and be your savior.
100%. And I've prayed with a lot of people. I love praying with people. I think prayer is the absolute most powerful thing that you can do for and with anyone on this planet. And I have been broker than broke, and I'm still somewhat broker than broke because my debts exceed what my income is, right?
Yeah,
Okay. But I'm happy to give. I'm happy to give monetarily, but I'm more happy to give prayer, right? And that's essentially what Paul did in that place. Like, get up and walk, right? Like, he prayed, there was a miracle that the Lord provided, and he gave that man the ability to walk again through
faith. Yeah,
through that faith and relationship. I think that's amazing and beautiful, you know. Um and how that relates to friendship. Paul didn't become that guy's best friend. They didn't hang out for the
Peter,
next
Peter.
Peter. I'm sorry, Peter and him. They didn't become best friends and hang out forever. Okay, but Peter had love for him, and I'm sure if they ever saw each other again, they sit down, break bread, and have a great conversation,
Hmm.
right?
But he
And
moves on
and
too. He
and
keeps
and,
going in the
and
temple.
he keeps going, right? So this, I mean, it leads back to like be a friend always,
Yeah,
right? And you will have, if you know how to be a friend, you will have friends, okay?
yeah,
But you will recognize real quick the character of a person. And that doesn't mean to become a hater. That doesn't mean to we're all sinners. We all have problems. We all
yeah,
make mistakes. We all become selfish. We all are, in it for ourselves in certain circumstances and so forth, regardless. But there's a difference between someone who's willing to step on you to get what they want and someone who 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 is not,
yeah.
right? Okay. And I want to be friends with people who are in it together, right? Rather than friends with someone who's just my friend to steal my patent.
Yeah, not to steal the trade. You mean the trade secrets?
Ah, so what was
uh,
that trade secret, Ben? I
yeah.
remember you telling
Just
me something.
have another sip of this here, Ben over there. But no, I've definitely seen people that are have a lot of friends. Like they're friends with everyone. You ever have that? You have that one friend where you're just walking down the street with him and he knows everybody.
My best friend, one of because I've got a few best friends. I love. What do you call your best friends? The fast five. What is it?
Starting five.
The starting five. Okay, so like
So
eh,
that's who you put in the
so
game when you
so
need
so
to take that
so
W.
my dad taught me that your friends are gonna be your best friends are gonna be like on one hand. Okay,
Yeah.
so starting five. So I got several like best friends, right? That this was probably about five of them.
There's people on the bench.
One of those best friends of mine is extremely charismatic. Has like like his one of his goals in life was to have hundreds of friends. Okay, and he's got a ton of friends and he's really good. I don't know that I'm that great with names and stuff. Like he's like and he knows everybody's phone number and like it's like I don't know. It's pretty wild, but no, tons of friends. Now there's a problem with that. He's been to more funerals than I've ever even thought about.
Wow.
I mean, he's been to a lot of funerals. You know what I mean? Like I've been to like two. He's been to like dozens. You know.
Those people are like so blessed because they literally can get anywhere, do anything. Like when I got older, I really started to notice the power of a network, and that is easily the most powerful thing that somebody can have. You can have $0 in your pocket, $0 in your bank account. And if you have a $1 billion network, brother, you're a billionaire. To me, you're a billionaire.
And not all of those people are your best friend though.
No, that's true.
Is the situation. Okay, so
That's
that
true.
and that's my point, right? Be a friend, don't need friends.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're not going to have them. I'm saying be one. And like in business, right? I have a lot of, but I call them relationships.
I see what
Okay,
you mean.
right? I've got a lot of relationships, and can I call all those people my friend? I mean, yes, but not the type of friendship that we're talking about today.
I see what
Okay,
you mean.
and that's more the political relationship, right? That's more the hey, I'm doing you favors, and I expect favors in return. That's a little bit that billionaire network. Okay, when Elon Musk was completely invested and completely broke, he was asking his friends to cover his rent payments, right?
Yeah.
And luckily, he had the network that was willing to support him during that situation, and he made it out okay. So I 100% agree in developing lots of relationships, and the best way to do that is to be bringing value yourself,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so being a friend, and I'll tell you this: one of the most valuable things that I came up with was this concept of to get what you want, you need to find who has it and give them what they need.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is, they need something they can't get. You figure out what that is and you give them that, and they will give you what it is that you want. So
Okay.
that's reciprocity. That's the power of relationship. Yeah, I think it's huge, but it's about being a friend. It's
Yeah.
about being selfless and bringing value to the table, and continually bringing value and continually bringing value. You can tell who the bloodsuckers are.
Oh, absolutely.
Walk away from the bloodsuckers,
Yeah.
right?
This reminds me of my mom. Not the bloodsucker part. Definitely not the
Okay.
bloodsucker
I'm
part.
about to say,
But
Mama's
I
the
was
bloodsucker. What
nah,
happened,
definitely
bro?
not, definitely not. But my mom is friends with everybody.
It's awesome.
Everybody I've ever met around my mom loves her because she is one of those people that even if she doesn't have something, she always has something to give, right? And so what I've noticed, and sometimes it's to the point where I won't believe her. I'll have a problem, and she's like, "I got a guy for that. I got somebody for that," and I'm like, "What? No way you have somebody for this." And she'll leave and come back, and the problem is solved. And it's because of, I think, a principle, and this is something that I think has a science behind it, where you have like a genuine interest and love for people, and then that type of energy that you're consistently putting out into the world and into people is returned to you. And listen, not everybody is going to be reciprocating that to you,
Correct.
right? Because certain people, ebbs and flows. People wake up out of bed, they feel horrible. They have the next day, they feel great. They treat you how they would treat them, how they feel themselves, right? But if you do not allow that to change who you are and how you react to them or to other people around you, it's like I've seen just from my mom, it's almost a guaranteed way to ensure that you always have someone there for you. And it's to the point where you may not even notice that you have this giant network of people because it's in you. It just that's who you are.
See, and we're gonna pull our wisdom for this show right out of what you just said.
Mhm.
Okay, and it ties into being a friend. Okay, when you are the one bringing value and you're constantly giving without needing, okay, I can pick up the phone today and I can call any number of people that I have given to in different ways, right? And if I say, "Hey, can you help me?" They will. They will be there. They will make it happen. It won't cost me anything. They'll be grateful to be able to give back because of what I've done. And I don't do that so that I can have that necessarily. I do that out of love for them, but there's so much political capital in being a friend and bringing value to people and helping them along their way. You'd be amazed at what you can accomplish when you do that. When you're looking outward instead of inward.
And we'll leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. We'll see you next time.